Hello guys, welcome back. Let me get this the fuck out of the way. Okay, so Loki is fine. Odin did some fancy talking that he has this way of talking to you where he knows somebody's about to explode because Loki did something without thinking it through. Loki is a god that manages every so often to make his people implode or explode or just go off on absolutely destructive paths because he doesn't always think things through. And a lot of Lokeans can tell you the horrific story of the time Loki tried to do the right thing, horrifically burned them because he didn't think it the whole way through. Also, this is where we say that deity is never, ever, ever, ever going to be able to think like a human. They don't think like us, they don't feel like us. We have a lot of things in common, but he was looking at this from the point of a god wanting to get what a god wanted, which was to have me work with the African spirits, yet at the same time paradoxically tell a white woman where to get off. And I'm like, one of those things doesn't look like the other. Either we're both condemned for the same skin color, because remember, there's no such thing as white and black. We're all members of one race, the human race. Or I can't lecture her, Loki. Either she can do what she did, even though she shouldn't have been dishonest. We can all agree that lying is not a good thing. Though some people are then going to argue situational ethics, and then the sociology department jumps in and we have fun forever. But anyhow, you know, I said, you can't do that. You can't have both. As a god, he couldn't see why he couldn't have both. Why couldn't I work with the African spirits and then lecture a white woman on stealing from black people? I said, do you not see the paradox here? Do you not see what's wrong here? You're starting to reduce people to labels, for one, black and white, which I looked at him and I said, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, why? And he wanted me to lecture her, and I said, I can lecture her on the ethics of lying and taking something that therefore did not belong to her as a white woman of Jewish ancestry. She could have been a fascinating and brilliant black studies author and teacher. There are a lot of people of every color of the rainbow in the field that have made brilliant, fascinating insights into the field as outsiders, because if you have a field, you don't want to have a closed field or eventually it dies out. You want to have open studies in your field, whatever you have. And I said, she could have done that. She could have taken the honest route. I don't know why she did what she did. I wasn't there. I'm not a god. I can't see into her heart. But Loki wanted to have both. And I said, no. I said, I can't ethically lecture her on don't steal from black people and then go work with black spirits. I said, are you kidding me? And again, black and white are just words we're using, but remember, they're social constructs. They don't actually exist. They're a myth, like honest politicians. I go, ugh. So, Odin was talking to me in that quiet, very nervous voice he talks to me when he knows Loki has really pissed people off and really sent them tearing down a path because Loki just didn't think everything through. And he says, he didn't mean to call you a racist. He didn't mean to say you were stealing from, whatever culture. I said, but no, he has a valid point. And Loki just didn't think it through. He didn't like her taking something that didn't belong to her, but he should have said, specifically, this is on the ethics of whether or not we ever can justify lying and pretending to be something we're not. Or is this on the ethics of a white person stealing from black people? And then that brings a whole socioeconomic thing into it. And I said, well, he should have clarified. And he didn't, because he wasn't really sure. He knew vaguely what he wanted. He wanted that lecture to be given to this woman who will never see this channel. And he giggles back here. And he also wanted me to work with black spirits. I said, one is not like the other, my friend. I can't give her a moral lecture being in the same group, having worked with African spirits. And so Odin's been talking to me very quietly and very nervously today. And the one that's really proud of me is Ogo. He's like, she told you. He's proud of me because Ogres will take whatever you're doing and beat you to death with it. It's a trait of people in the Ogu family that people have this perception that anybody related to or works closely with the Ogus is dumb, but they're actually the fathers of medicine and technology. So of course they're gonna be able to use logic and reason and pick it up and go, oh, effective weapons. Well, I'm gonna beat you to death with this. So it was that thing. And we could have a lively discussion of whether can white people work with gods outside their culture. 2020 is getting so out of hand. I hand to God I saw a person saying they are Greek ancestry ask if they could work with the Nordic pantheon on Reddit. Why the fuck not, man? Like you got Greek cooties or something specifically that you know they'll all die out as a species? Oh noes. You're going to taint the Norse gods just by looking at them. Well, I'd hate to tell you, man, but the ancient Norse people you'd actually have to ask, they're all dead. It's modern reconstructionists, and they could go fuck themselves, including the people running around Reddit today that were screeching at other people that the only way you can worship Bastet is if you work with this one specific group that has made structured, modern structures for her. I'm like, fuck you, you don't look like an ancient Egyptian. Are you riding on a barge and having an orgy? No, then get the fuck out. So, so I just had enough. And I said, I know now what he was working for because Odin was talking me down. Odin's like, you're really, really angry, and you have every right to be, but that's not what he meant. And Loki's not sorry at all. Loki actually enjoys having caused trouble, and he's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not sorry at all. You caused trouble. And last night the story was, oh, they did this to open up some kind of psychic wound or whatever kind of mumbo jumbo your gods come up with when they fuck up because they didn't think it through. That's the thing. Our gods aren't portrayed as all perfect, all knowing, all powerful. They sometimes fuck up with us. So yeah, it was like, yeah, we're opening psychic wounds so you can heal. My rage levels just built throughout the night and continued building all day until I finally made use of my sociology minor, and I was on Pinterest looking up sociology means and watching sociology videos. And I'm here to destroy your society. That's what I'm here to do. I hate all of you. And it's kind of telling that 2020 we're seeing the gods goof up this much with people because Loki really misstepped, and that was a major misstep on his part because he knows very well how I feel about working with the Voodoo on Loa. I said, white people are taught that to be polite, and again, there is no white and black. I can't stress this enough, but it's fucking 2020, and I feel the need to keep reminding you because people seem to keep forgetting. White people cannot go into a place if it's upsetting other people. It's something we're taught and something we understand as white people. If us practicing a religion or studying a field of study upsets people, we do have to look at why are they getting upset. Some are racist crackers and I'm getting giggles. And some people of that society, of that cultural or ethnic background, are legitimately upset and don't want us there. And then we personally have to decide where do our ethics lie. Do we say, okay, I'm upsetting people, I'm out, this is wrong? Are we causing psychic harm to people? Then to me, the only ethical, right, and moral good thing to do is to leave. But then you have other people going, well, see, that's just like a white person come in and take all of our stuff and then they leave. And it's like, dude, you just told me to leave. You kicked me out of your house and now you're yelling at me for leaving. Please pick a lane. White people run on one single track. That's all they can do if we're going to reduce people to the color of their skin. And I hope I'm never as white as those cabinets. Can only do one single thing. And I said, either I'm giving her a lecture on ethics and I have to be the first one I lecture, or, we have to do what we're called to do. And I said, because we were having quite the discussion today, I said, do you have free will? Do you get to pick who comes to you? Or do humans get to play gatekeeper and keep people away from you? I said, because your culture's long dead, man. You don't belong to anyone. All the people that could have worshipped you in the past are gone. They're dust. I can't contact them. And, I said, most of your cultures are dead. We have modern reconstruction with all the gods and goddesses, but I said, your original cultures that I would have to go ask every single person in that culture for permission to worship you with, they're gone. They're gone. The kami have living representatives and thriving religions, so does Catholicism, Buddhism, such forth, such not. But I said, a lot of you just come from dead religions. I'm sorry, and I love you, and I believe in your divinity, and I believe in your free will to choose whoever you want. But I said, if we're going to start playing social gatekeeper and tell people based on the color of their skin or their cultural background what they can and can't do, that applies to me as well. So, being a god, he just wanted his way. He wanted to give someone a lecture at the same time, get me back to working with the voodoo on law. And I said, no, I don't feel I have an ethical place to. I said, I love them. And I said, again, I will repeat this to the end of my days. It has nothing to do with them being black and me being white. It has to do everything with white people having kept slaves. As far as I know, there's no slaveholding history in my family, but I don't know all of my family history. So, Odin got me to talk more calmly to Loki, and I said, you can't just have everything you want, even though you're a god, because don't think like us. He wanted everything he wanted. He wanted me to give her an ethics lecture, but he also wanted me to do the other thing. And I said, no. I said, if you want me to lecture as according to my ethics, I'm the first person that gets lectured here. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.